I'm sure you've seen it before. You're doom scrolling through social media again and come across another FPS game that stops you mid-scroll. You rush to install it, play for a few hours, maybe a few days, and maybe even convince your friends to join in for a periodic grind. But after a short while, you start to lose interest and the game quickly fades into the background of your home screen. Months later, you barely remembered it existed until someone randomly brings it up again. Sound familiar? Do you guys remember Spectre Divide? Yeah, that game is actually shutting down after being released for only 6 months. What about Hyperscape, Splitgate, String Nova, Realm Royale, Spellbreak, Finals, Knockout City, Nakura Bladeboard, Cyber Hunters? I'm sure you get the point. All these games have been sent to the land of forgotten. It feels like every type of battle royale or FPS style game is trying to be the quote-unquote next big thing. The next game that will take over Fortnite, or be the next game that will be legendary. But the reality is, as quickly as it rises in popularity, it dies just as fast. Which kind of proves my point, that any new release battle royale game or FPS style game is immensely short-lived. They explode in popularity for a few weeks, maybe a few months, maybe if they're lucky, a year or so, then slow burn out of existence. Now, given there have been some games that have survived that hype phase, like for instance, Marvel Rivals. But why is Marvel Rivals still going strong even after its quote-unquote popularity phase? Well, it's simple. It's familiar. It takes an already well-known and liked, well, for the most part, franchise and blends it with game style that players already understand. There's no steep learning curve, just some fresh mechanics to keep things interesting. And the fact Marvel Rivals has ties with Epic Games and Fortnite possibly strengthens its security in the gaming world. And let's be real, a good portion of Overwatch players have already migrated over to Marvel Rivals. But this raises a bigger question. Why do some FPS games succeed, like Overwatch 2, Fortnite, Valorant, Apex, Marvel Rivals, while others fail to make a lasting impact? I would speculate that some of the biggest and most successful games didn't just copy what worked. They added something unique to the formula, and also having a well-known and popular competitive scene. Think about it. Before the release of Fortnite, there was just Call of Duty and PUBG style shooters. But the release of Fortnite introduced a worldwide phenomenon. It was still that battle royale style that everyone was used to, but there was an added mechanic, building. And as time progressed, the game itself evolved multiple times with added movement, mechanics, weapons, and so on and so forth. Take even Valorant for instance. Although some would argue that Valorant is dying due to its lack of content and updates, making the game feel dry, but despite that, it's still thriving because it blends CSGO style gunplay with unique hero abilities and also has a very strong competitive scene. So in theory, other new FPS shooters should be able to do the same, right? Well, in a way. For games that aren't well known in the competitive scene, they instead shrink into niche communities before eventually fading away. But I'm pretty sure most of you guys can agree that some of these games lately just feel like they're a money grab, and there is absolute no effort in creating a game to hook players for the long run, which even after its release, it quickly becomes a game with massive bugs and glitches that make the game unplayable. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!